Welcome back, watch fans. We got amazing news. That's right. Look, what can I tell you? The Colonel is always right. The Colonel is always right. You've been watching my videos. All the haters have been crying for the last year. They've been laughing. They've been laughing at me. They've been laughing at the Colonel. Oh, you got old man watches. Oh, you got old lady watches. You can't wear a date on a strap. Oh, you have a Patek Ellipse. That's a lady's watch. A 3940 perpetual calendar. It's a compromise. And guess what? That's right. Guess what, motherfuckers? The Colonel is right again, as always. We're seeing global domination. That this channel, we've been right about everything. And now Andrew Morgan has converted to the church. That's right. Fish, you know that guy. You Google it. We're going to show you Andrew Morgan. That's that British guy with a great voice. You've been hearing his voice for years, right? Now, let me show you what happened with this guy. Now, he converted to the church. He's a new member. He's a member of the Church of the Colonel. And guess what? You too could be next. But guess what? Let's see what Andrew Morgan has to say about what we have referred to as the biggest bargain of Rolex. And you've all been laughing. And now, but let's see what's going to happen. Let's see. Again, right again. You're seeing it's almost like every week I'm proven right over and over again. Now, but let's watch this bukyak.
Access to the hallowed sanctum of Rolex's inner machine would make me even more cynical than ever. But inside, to celebrate the launch of its colorblind awareness edition GMT Master in black and grey, they had a selection of GMT Masters as worn by historical legends. And in amongst that incredible selection was a GMT Master.
That's right. We know that Juanita. From La Isla de Cucarachas. That's Juan and Kino, who were both deported now. That's right, by El Trump. As promised, he kept Trump, the greatest president America has ever had, has kept his campaign promise to deport these illegal migrants. Juan and Kino, they were put on a rowboat back to La Isla de Cucarachas y Basura. Have you noticed that the background of Juan's videos, Juanita, I should say Juanita, because he's getting that operation right now. He's getting the operation in Tijuana. But Juanita is got a new location. The location has changed, the background, because they're filming from La Isla de Cucarachas. La Isla de Cucarachas y Basura. Actually, that's the full name, is La Isla de Cucarachas y Basura. But let's see the Rolex.
Worn by William J. Knight. You probably don't know who he is, but
that's right. Even Juanita is discovering that, the Colonel is always right.
I do, because when I was a child, I had a videotape, like an actual VHS, about him and his Mach 6.7 flight in the rocket-powered X-15, the fastest plane ever made. It was one of those Duke documentary videos, and seeing that watch transported me instantly back to the rug in front of that little CRT TV, watching that tape over and over again. That's it. I entered phase 3 of watch collecting. Phase 3 is called, actually, you know what? Rolex is really fucking awesome. And off I went to the Rolex AD to put my name down for stuff I won't actually get. Admitting that...
Okay, by the way, so again, this guy starts off as a tomato can. And, like we've always said, the GMT tomato can watch, and he admits it. He realizes. Now, we'll get to the good part in just a second.
I liked Rolex was something of a relief. What was a bit more challenging was acknowledging that as time had passed, my opportunity to enjoy the same watch again for anything close to what I paid originally, an amount so low it would make you shit and puke at the same time, had passed. So really, it was going to be about finding something else that felt appropriate to me at this stage in my rapidly progressing life. I appreciate this is more context than you probably expected, or perhaps...
You know this guy. You've seen this bukyak. Now, he's a new member. He's joined the church. I think he's a member of the channel, actually.
At the YouTube average retention, even endured. But I think it means more, at least to me, to explain that path I took to today than to simply say, "What's up, YouTube? I bought a Rolex." Because it really has taken me over a decade.
Okay, well, the guy's funny. The guy's actually pretty funny. Even though he's growing the Dirty Sanchez mustache, he's actually pretty funny.
To meander through that thought process to come to the ultimate conclusion that I was right the first time and I should have committed. But never mind. I told you the old bonce is...
Hey. Well...
Spend the money now. We're getting...
Mazda.
How come I'm not getting Bentley commercials? Why am I getting commercials from Mazdas?
Quantum stabilized mirror sleuth. There are two people I would like to credit/blame for this purchase. The first is Mr. James McVeigh, who I like to refer to, more to embarrass him than anything else, as my celebrity friend. He called Subdial. Now, I will warn you, because Subdial specifically seeks out the kinds of watches I really like, stuff that's a base. And every week they release a new drop of cool junkie. So on this particular occasion, I hadn't got around to looking at the latest Subdial email, and so Charlotte had already begun the weekly barrage of messaging me watches that she liked the look of, and in there was this, a 36mm yellow gold day date 80.
There we go. And look what happens. That's right. Interesting. This is exactly This guy figured out what we've been telling you for, and you're going to see in this video, the talking points in his video, what he goes through is exactly everything we've been talking about for the last, year or so. But you've all been laughing. That's right. Well, not all of you. Only the tomato cans, like the Archie Luxuries, the Kukistanis, the Bukyakistanis, the Chomo Stanis. They all laughed. They said, "Oh, they did on a strap. Oh, that's you can't afford a bracelet. Oh, the brace. Oh, you gotta have them on the bracelet. It's meant to be worn on the bracelet." Yeah, there's a reason. There's a reason why I took off the bracelet. Now, sure, I still have the bracelet, but there's a reason why it is better with that. And let this guy tell you. This guy's a mega influencer. He listen. It's kind of like it's kind of like when Constantine converted to Christianity. Constantine, before that, Christianity was like I don't know, it was like a random guys, whatever. And when Constantine officially converted and made it the official religion, everybody said, "Oh my God, this is it's the accepted truth. It's the accepted truth." Everybody's got to be on board. It's obvious, no? All right, so here we go. Here's what this guy has to say.
1803 with a linen dial from the early 1970s. Now, to me, a 36mm yellow gold day-date 1803 with a linen dial from the early 1970s is as old man as smoking a pipe and publican.
That's right. What did he buy? He bought the Colonel's watch. This guy's definitely watching this show. He's definitely a watcher. He's a member. 1803. Coincidence is the same watch as the Colonel. It's not the bar. He kind of missed a little bit on that, but that's okay. It's okay.
Continents. And I think if I'd had the same interaction even a year ago, I would have double-checked the height of my waistband and probably walked away without the aid of a Zimmer frame. But now is different. I can still walk under my own steam, just about, but mentally I feel like I've taken a step further forward. I have this insatiable urge to tell young people.
Interesting. One of our aristocrats actually has this exact dial. Different, he's got the barker, but the linen dial, which actually I'm a fan of the linen dial. I have the blue dial, but I'm a fan of the linen. The linen actually gives a dimension.
People, they're wrong. And all new music just sounds like noise to me. So when Charlotte sent me that day-date, I was smitten. I'll try and explain why. A long, long time ago, before MySpace even, people used to use watches to, and I hope you're sitting down, tell the time. There was actually even a time before watches when people didn't even have watches, but Rolex had no ambition of suggesting it was anything otherwise. It was the day just.
Look at, he's showing you some really nice straps. He's showing you the watch and some really nice straps. I actually love these. Some of these are really nice straps. Look at this. Who makes these straps? If anybody knows, let me know. This actually looks like a quality strap. Yeah, this is the right look. I mean, the green, the green is great. That brown, whatever. I mean, these are nice straps. Hang on a second. Look at this. Wow, beautiful, beautiful. Can you imagine? I mean, that actually makes a big difference. That makes it actually look like a much younger watch. Hang on a second. Watch this. Look at that. What is that? I don't even know what that is. Is that a cloth? I don't know. Some sort of leather. Anyway, he talks about blah, 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 blah. He goes into the details.
Day-date, thanks to Rolex. British Prime Minister Winston Churchill was gifted a date just instead, but age since between flat cap and...
He's wearing it a little too tight. I think the watch needs to be worn loose. In my opinion, even if you have it on a strap, it should be worn like a little loose. It's got to be, a little loose around the wrist.
Getting in the way. I can't say I'm entirely sure, but whatever it is has also seen me end up in a second-hand Jaguar as well. I'm nearing my 40s, so hardly the hot young thing I once was, and I suppose I'm enjoying spending time appreciating some of the little moments in life that perhaps I might have raced by when I was younger. Yellow gold, for example. Once the sole occupant of Nana's jewelry box, I now look at it as something to cherish, and even if it goes with my pasty skin with the artistic intent of a cow's lower intestine, there's something about the colour that fills me with warmth. When the UK sky is grey 50% of the time, with the remaining 50% being too dark to tell, that pop of colour goes a long, long way. Steel has its...
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Place for sure, but gold, like a left-handed boxer, it's a little different. I did also, as you are too.
Listen, this guy is definitely watching our videos because this is all the stuff we're talking about here. Yeah, the gold, when you have it on the strap, especially, it gives you more of a pop and just a nice warm color. Something about the nice gold. It warms your soul.
Wonder if 36mm might be a bit too small, and I think...
he was wondering, is 36mm a bit too small? Who talks about things like that? Who has said that 36 is too small? We know who.
Once again,
upgrade your sleep, downgrade your stress. Apollo is a new kind of wearable that uses soothing touch therapy to build your resilience to stress, so you can unwind, fall asleep.
I'm just telling you, what this commercial, whatever this product is, this is like to join the Matrix. If you buy this product, you're going to become a slave of the Matrix. Don't wear any of these wearables. You're going to become a slave of the Matrix, and you're gonna, you might as well just move to Chomo stand right now.
And stay asleep.
And if you'd asked me last year, I would have said yes. But even as I wear this watch right now, typing
Look at that. Look at all these different straps.
the words this idiot is saying, wait a minute, I can't in my right mind see how I would think it's not big enough. Maybe the gold
Oh, there you go.
helps. Maybe that color lets it get away with being a little bit tiddly. I don't know, but I like it. One
There
aspect
you go. Look, here's the thing. 36, especially in yellow gold, it does wear big. It just wears bigger. If you have yellow gold, I think in a 40 millimeter, it's too much. It's too much. 36 is just right. Again, the more gold you have in the watch, the more bling the watch is. I think the smaller the watch should be, because it's kind of like a reverse. It's like a reverse type of thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, you guys don't understand. A lot of you guys are peasants.
that drew me in especially is the linen dial, a cross-hatched texture that evokes the lightweight summer cloth, mere moments before it gets creased into oblivion. I'm not a linen wearer myself. My complexion is nowhere. We watched John Wayne Gacy. As you've probably seen through the video so far,
Oh, this is funny. Yeah,
one, and B, I think it looks absolutely
well, he's got a funny line here. Wait for this line.
dynamite on a strap. In fact, not a
Hang on. Okay, hang on. Now here comes. By the way, here comes one of the big selling points of the watch, which again was mentioned by the Colonel as one of the big things. And again, everybody, you guys all went over everybody's head in the peasant classes, but the aristocracy has definitely picked up. Let's see what a new convert to the Church of the Colonel has to say.
B, I think it looks absolutely dynamite on a strap. In fact,
I think it looks absolute dynamite on a strap. But wait, it gets better. But wait.
not a strap, many straps. Some watches are strap monsters. The gold day date is basically watch John Wayne Gacy. As you've probably seen through the video so far, it's not about finding a strap that looks good on it, more like the challenge of committing to just one of all the great options that work. Thankfully for me, and thanks to watch strap partner Deluxe, I really get to indulge. I am incredibly grateful to them and for quick release spring bars. It hasn't escaped my attention that trends are generally veering towards small gold things recently, and
there we go. Oh, there's another thing that I've been telling you for over a year. But the trend is going to go towards classical sizes. I told you this. Oh, look at that. He even has the same blue. This is the same sailcloth or rubber strap that I have. That's right. Who makes the straps? What, Deluxe watch strap? Watch strap? What is the company? Oh, Deluxe? Is it Deluxe? Deluxe? Bukyakistan? Chomostan? Let's see. Who's the? Oh, it is. This is Deluxe. Deluxe is the company. I think they should pay me money. I'm not gonna promote them unless they're paying here. I think I reached out to them for something. Yeah, fuck them where they breathe. All right, let's go.
as you can tell by my love of the combined works of Charlie XCX and my complete skibbity riz, I am easily swayed by public opinion. My spirit animal says bah. I do also think that this look is pretty much timeless, and that's not just my razor-sharp fashion sense delivering this hot take. The last three-quarter century can't be wrong. It's a consistently effective combination of things in wristwatch form, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. It may surprise you to learn that, firstly, this early 70s watch isn't a birth year, and very rude of you to assume that it is, and secondly, this is my first vintage wristwatch. I have some old-ass pocket watches, sure, but they sit on my desk at home under no particular strain, whereas this day date gets worn out and about in the real world, which is full of sharp corners and, the general public. I wouldn't say it's in new old stock condition, meaning factory fresh for anyone wondering. It's been worn, it's been polished at some point, and it's showing signs of aging on the dial and hands. But given that it's, to be specific, old as shit, the engineering behind it proves to be really rather remarkable.
There you go. By the way, one thing he mentioned is you can wear this a lot, right? You don't have to worry about it getting banged up. It's very reliable. It's right. You don't have to worry about it getting banged up because, listen, I wear it all the time, like, playing golf, hiking, whatever. Yeah, today I was actually, we're walking around the beach. No problem. This watch can take a beating. This is the only gold watch that you could do this with. There's no other gold watch that you could, abuse like a Rolex day date. That's what it's designed for. Yeah, listen, it was worn by what's his name? The guy Red Adair, the famous Texan guy who put out the fires, oil well fires. In the oil business in Texas, these oil wells, they blow up, these massive fires. So Red Adair was the guy who was famous for that. And actually, there was a movie made. John Wayne, that's right, the John Wayne played Red Adair. That's how big of an icon this guy was. John Wayne, the American, icon. And by the way, Red Adair, big guy. Guess what kind of watch Red Adair wore? That's right, Rolex day date 36. Rolex day date 36. Yeah, I mean, if John Wayne and Red Adair can wear Rolex Day-Date 36, you're not you can handle it, right? I don't think you're a bigger man than John Wayne Gacy. Not John Wayne. He was talking about Gacy before as a strap last. John Wayne Gacy's the serial killer. John Wayne is the movie star. Same, close enough.
From a visual goodness perspective, I like some of the softening that's happened over time, but when it comes to the movement, this thing could have hopped right off the production line. It contains the caliber 1556, what I consider to be one of the first of the modern Rolex style, which superseded the older 1055. It got hacking, was more modern in design with better reliability, and remains to this day one of the hardiest movements ever made by Rolex. Or at least, that's what I'm hoping. In any case, it winds like butter, and the day and date displays snick from one to the next with the crisp action of a miniature Smith & Wesson. I'm not going to show you this in practice, however, because the caliber 155...
That's true, actually. There's something very crisp when the date switches. It's like, click, it just... Yeah, I mean, it is. This is like, it's like unbelievable. It's like a very satisfying when the thing is. Yeah, this is very good.
6 is pre-quickset, which means going round and around 20.
That's one thing. He's got the same watch as the Colonel, so this is the pre-quickset. You got to do a little work here to set it.
4 hours at a time to set the day, and backwards and forwards past midnight to set the date. I'm not even sure that's entirely correct. I don't remember. It takes a long, long time. I know that much, and so I set it once and have religiously kept it wound ever since. God help me come a month with only 30 days.
Yeah, it's a lot of.
It's in videos like this especially I have to give a huge thanks to my Patreon for rectifying any potential bracelet stretch.
Behold, a branch ergonomic chair, a symbiotic companion for the working human, with 8...
First off, out of the gate, the Day-Date is one of Rolex's most complex watches, and is of...
Hang on, let me see what he's got. He's got some spooking points. Let me see spooking points. Okay, let's see what he's got to say.
Choose for a similar spend. The Day-Date is, at the moment, a £7,000 watch minus the bracelet, and about double that with, not to mention the cost of rectifying any potential bracelet stretch. First off, out of the gate, the Day-Date is one of Rolex's most complex watches, and is, of course, made of precious metal. If you were to march into the Rolex store right now, or rather shuffle in on your knees, you'd be looking at the thick end of £34,000 for a yellow gold.
See, this is the problem. This is the problem I have with modern Rolex, the same 36. I mean, they make some beautiful ones right now, but it's just, it's kind of like, what it is to me? It's kind of like comparing a 2008 Bentley Continental GT Mulliner versus a 2025 Continental GT, right? You can get a 2008 Bentley for 50 grand right now, the Continental, right? It'll be pretty decent, right? We're talking Mulliner, of course. Mulliner, we're talking specifically Mulliner specs. Okay, a 2025 is going to be 400,000. It's going to be like 400 grand easy. Now, what's the difference? Both of them are going to go 200 miles an hour. Okay, both of them. More or less they drive. I mean, I haven't driven the new one, but it can't be much different. I mean, it's a little smoother, probably a little more tighter. This, that. Actually, no, it's not as smooth. It's not as smooth from what I'm told. But it's gonna. You're not gonna get anything. You're not gonna get any marginal improvement in the mechanics, right? Forget about the mechanics. So what are you paying $350,000 for? You're paying basically for some new electronics, which I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of having the whole thing become electronic now. That's connected to the matrix. And then you're gonna get what else are you gonna get? You're gonna get they do have a nicer interior. I mean, some of the stuff is nicer. Some, not all. Some of the stuff is nicer. You got nicer stuff on the inside. But is it worth paying? Again, you compare 50,000 versus 400,000. 50,000, 400,000. I don't know. And they look the same. Okay, if you're like, believe me, no girl is going to tell you, oh, is that a 2025 Bentley versus a 2000? They don't know the difference. Okay, they're not going to know any different. Okay, it's a Bentley. The Bentleys will, they're going to tell their friends, oh, the Colonel picked me up in a Bentley. That's what they're going to tell their mom. They're going to tell their mom, the Colonel picked me up in a Bentley. They're not going to say it was a 2025 or 2008. They don't know the difference. And again, it's a marginal difference. So it's the same thing with the Rolex. The new one is a little bit flashier, but it's the same basic watch. It doesn't tell the time any more accurately. They do have some beautiful dials now. They got some beautiful dials. The new bracelet is much better. It's the same design, but again, if you're going to wear it on a bracelet, the new bracelet obviously is much better than the old tomato can bracelet. But the problem with the new one, you really can't wear the new Rolex on a strap. You can't. Forget about it. Like the new Day-Date 36, don't even think it. It's the wrong look. The only time you can wear this on a strap is if it's a vintage. Let me just be clear in case any people are like mongoloids and retarded, they don't understand. We're talking specifically vintage. Vintage, you can only wear a vintage Day-Date on a strap. You cannot do this. Don't try this at home, okay? Don't do this with a new modern 2025 Day-Date, because the modern 2025 Day-Date is really designed to be on the strap. On the bracelet, okay? That's what it's made for. This is not. This actually looks better on the strap, okay? It's just the way it is. I'm telling you a fact. Again, you've all been laughing. All you guys laughed, and now your hero, which is what's his name, Andrew Morgan, is telling you how it is. And guess what, Bukiaks? You know what they say about the truth. This is the thing with this channel. Look, first the truth is laughed at. It's laughed at, right? It's laughed at. There's 3 stages of the progress of truth. First, it's laughed at. It's ridiculed. Then it's violently opposed. So first, everybody was laughing. Then violently opposed. Like everybody was banning this channel. The Watch Reporter is banned everywhere. Even on the Watch Nicholas, it's banned. That's right. So we're not going back to the Watch Nicholas show. even the Watch Nicholas. And all these guys, because they're threatened. They're threatened by the toxic masculinity. That's what it is. They're threatened. Look, the reality is this. All these watch live stream channels, Arch Luxury, Tim Wright, Curly, Colony, Oka, JJ Bukiakistan, all these channels really, they're threatened by somebody who's got a real understanding of not just what mechanic, but the way things really are. They're really threatened by that because these guys are a bunch of little boys and they're little tomato cans. And by the way, speaking of Bukiaks, we got this Bukiak. And again, I tried to school this Midwestern trash, this guy who's banging goats and sheep in Wisconsin. I tried to explain this to him literally a year ago, that the Day-Date 36 is made to be worn on a strap. And now here he sees his hero, which is the Andrew Morgan, telling you the way it is. But again, this guy, come on, you can't. These Midwestern people, they wear Skechers, they wear size 7 Skechers, they wear dad jeans, and I don't know, they buy these T-shirts with slogans on them and pictures of unicorns and I don't know, and horses, ponies, from Walmart. They eat I don't know, all sorts of garbage. You can't explain to these people. So we're going to give up. We're moving on. So first, the truth is ridiculed. Then it's violently opposed. And then it's accepted as, oh my God, it's so obvious. How can you not wear it on a strap? There you go. This is the way it is.
Day-Date in 36mm. Granted, that is on a bracelet, but they don't come any other way. Also interesting to note is...
What a nice strap. I love that. That's like a goat. This is Meckel. The Meckles guy probably has it because he's a goat banger. This is a goat skin strap, I believe.
That the white and rose gold versions cost another £3,000.
Chevre.
And in the much cheaper material platinum, another £14,000 on top of that. If you were to spend that pre-owned price on something different, however, what else could you get in the same vein? I could stretch some more and get my Submariner.
Again, I'm telling you the value proposition, and this is not this watch. The reason to buy the watch is not for the value proposition. The reason is not to save money. The reason is to get an amazing watch. Again, it's kind of like that 2008 Bentley Continental GT. Again, as long as you get it inspected, it's properly serviced, it's an amazing car. Again, it's got to be the right year. You got to go past you can't buy anything below 2006. It's got to be 2006 and above. The ones previously had some issues. So you got to go really 2006 and above. And ideally, I think the best one was probably 2012, right before they went to the new body style. You got to get the previous body style. After the new ones, they just don't look right. They really don't. They look kind of, I don't know, they just don't look right. So again, It's the value proposition. You know, do you buy the $50,000 Bentley or the $400,000 Bentley? Again, same engine. Actually, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. The new ones, they're not doing 12-cylinder anymore. It's no more W12. It's a V8 or W. I don't know, whatever it's no more 12-cylinder. It's 8-cylinder now. So that's the other thing. That's why you want to have the old ones, because the 12-cylinder I think is going to be very, very collectible. Actually, I don't want to say about that because I don't know how kids, if they're going to collect cars, but believe me, at a certain point, the 12-cylinder is going to have, it's really going to hold up value. Again, we're talking the Bentley, because that's a Volkswagen engine, the Phaeton engine, which is like the best engine Volkswagen made. I mean, that's, again, you know, it's kind of like you have a Volkswagen. Think of Volkswagen as like a mediocre artist, you know, like a mediocre or average artist. But then they do one masterpiece, like one great masterpiece, and that's like an A+. Everything else they did for the last 50 years was like a C or B, whatever. Here, this is like a AAA. That W12 was basically designed to be the best car in the world by their Ferdinand Piëch, their previous CEO. That's right. By the way, gentlemen's, you know, look, you've already seen that this channel is the money-making channel. We're here to show you watches that increase in value. That's the whole point of the channel, okay? We're not here to talk about tomato can movements. We're here to make you money, okay? And speaking of making you money, is, you know, we do have a wholly owned subsidiary in the watch spruiking business, okay? And and what we have right now available, we just have a video that came out, is we have two very rare Patek Philippe Ellipse watches available for purchase. They're not for sale. They're available for purchase. Let's be clear. There's a difference. It's not for sale. It's available for purchase, okay? And this is no joke, by the way. This is absolutely serious. So we got the 3582, which is the watch on the left. It looks like the Apple Watch a little bit. Ultra rare, ultra desirable. And there we go. One of our aristocrats, the Ross Rachel Brady Network. Unbelievable, but true. Now, look, this watch is going to be, first of all, the Ellipse is exploding in value. The Ellipse is exploding in value, okay? The Ellipse prices have doubled. I told you it was going to happen, and it's happening. I told you it was going to happen, and it's happening. I told you about the Patek Perpetual 3940, and that has doubled, okay? We're not talking small numbers. We're talking, you know, from 50 to 100 grand, and that's going to be a $250,000 watch, okay? Now, this watch is going to be a $25,000 watch, okay? Probably in about 12 months, all right? It's already doubled in 6 months, all right? And it's still, you still have upside because these are still just in the early stage. You're getting in here at the early stage of the Ellipse boom, okay? And I believe this is going to be like a 5-year trend. This is the new Cartier crash. You know, all you tomato cans are rushing after the Cartier crash, Cartier-shaped watches. Yeah, he hasn't. He hasn't given us any money. Somebody did buy him a membership once. I think it was Peasant Philippe bought him a baronship. But then it hasn't been renewed. It hasn't been renewed. It's like you know, when you get that free Sirius XM radio and then you don't pay, you don't get it. Like I got Sirius XM a couple times and I never renewed. Yeah, I probably could have gotten it free because, you know, they give it on the Amex card, you get it free, but I don't know. It's like too much, you know, I don't know. It's like it's who needs it? I don't want to be connected to the Matrix. But anyway, look, here is the deal. We also told you about the Audemars Piguet. Look, I don't want to go down the list of all the watches that we've been right about. I don't want to go down the list. Okay, it's not about, hey, I told you so. It's not about me telling you I told you so. Okay, I don't give a shit about that. It's not about my ego. It's about you making money. Help me help you. That's right. Help me help you. Help me help you. Listen, a lot of these channels, they're stealing your children's lunchbox money. You got like Juan and Kino. You got Deputy Droopy Dog with the butthole eyes. You got the Hungry Hippo. You got the Walrus. You got the Bogan of Brisbane. You got Bukakistan, Chomostan, Kukistan, all those channels. Oh, look at this. Now, this is real money. You know why the guy gave us 20 pounds? This is real money. This is not dollars. It's not, and this is not Canadian dollars. This is like pounds sterling. This is not just pounds, but they're sterling. It's probably because Baron Davidson, he's happy that we're promoting one of his countrymen. We haven't heard from Baron Davidson in a while because I think we've been trashing his country, his third world country. But now we got one of his. This is listen. Andrew Morgan is one of the finest Britishers ever. I mean, seriously, Andrew Morgan is a credit. Andrew Morgan is a credit to the British race. That's exactly what he is. He's a great ambassador. This is like that beautiful accent, the wit. This is why the world looks up to Britain. That sharp wit, that crisp accent. The Savile Row clothes. Of course, it's all gone downhill since then. But there's possibilities to return to greatness. You just need to get yourself a Trump. You need to get yourself a guy. And by the way, in the UK, they love spray tans. They love spray tans, and I love those girls who spray tan. I think they're called what do they call it? Shavs. The ones from Brighton or something. You see in the winter, they all have a great tan. I mean, it looks amazing. I don't know if it's a tan, a makeup, but they all have this orange type of look to them. Like it's gray outside, but they all look a little bit orange. Very hot. So anyway, bottom line is, ladies and gentlemen, if you're interested, DM me. That's right, DM the channel. If you are interested in these watches, I would recommend, frankly, the 3582. That's the model on the left. That has massive upside potential. And the one on the right is probably going to be a $15,000 to $18,000 watch. Oh, we'll show. Oh my God, what are you just tuning in? What are you turning in late? You're turning in late. Yeah. So this is going to be the next thing. This is going to be the next thing. What do we got? What do you got? Late. We got peasants showing up late. I mean, I don't understand this. Peasants showing up late. Okay. Let's go back to Andrew Morgan. Well, you'll recognize this voice. You will recognize it's exactly who is he? Who is Andrew Morgan? But Andrew Morgan has joined the Church of the Colonel. Just breaking news. This Bukyak, this Bukyak. He's become a Rolex day date man. Vintage day date 36.
Leaving a comment and subscribing if you aren't already. Thanks very much. So what's changed in me to have done a first 180 J turn into retirement to consider the biggest signifier of old age since the tweed flat cap and getting in the way? I can't say I'm entirely sure, but whatever it is has also seen me end up in a second-hand Jaguar as well. I'm nearing my 40s, so hardly the hot young thing I once was, and I
soon he'll get a Bentley.
suppose I'm enjoying spending time appreciating some.
If he keeps watching this channel, he can get a Bentley Continental G, or Conti as they call them in the UK, Conti GT. By the way, in the UK you can get them cheap, but they're like a left-hand drive, I think. Right-hand drive, right? They drive on the other side of the road. It's really like retarded. I mean, these people are maniacs.
Some of the little moments in life that perhaps I might have raced by when I was younger. Yellow gold, for example. Once the sole occupant of Nana's jewel.
That's right. This guy is now doing, and this is exactly the same watch as the Colonel. See, this is what have we been telling you about for the last year. We've been telling you money-making watches. That's right. Unbelievable but true. Look at this. Wow. That's right. Unbelievable but true. That's right. Spread the word. Listen, we need to spread the gospel. Look, this is kind of like a religion starting out, right? First it goes for a couple hundred years before people really start jumping on the bandwagon. Again, look at Christianity, right? It was basically just a small cult until Constantine, the emperor, the English, not the English. What was he? British, Greek? I don't know. Whatever. He was Turkish or something. I don't know. Constantine. All of a sudden, he says, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna." He converted to Christianity, and it was really part of there was a whole grift to it. There's actually a whole grift. So the Roman Empire became Christian. So first, again, the truth first, it's ridiculed. Then it's violently opposed, and then it's accepted as apparent truth, as like, oh my God, how can you not believe in this? How can you not believe in a Rolex day date? Unbelievable. And this is 20 Argentinian pesos. See, this guy doesn't understand. I think he's making a joke. He doesn't understand it. He doesn't understand the vibe. Wow, 1,000 years. Wow. 1,000 years they had kroners? Unbelievable. Wait, they had currency in the Denmark for 1,000 years? No way. I don't believe that. I mean, I thought they were like using shells and beads as a means of exchange. Unbelievable. So yes, this is what is going on right here. This is what is going on this channel. We got major philanthropists, major donators coming in. Look at this. We have, oh, look at this. We got this again, our good Argentine friend, Okug. 30. Okay, first of all, the Bentley is 2006. So it's 2006. Let's be clear, which is that's the new technology. It's a very big difference, very big difference. And all the buttons work perfectly. See, this is what happens when potato heads, potato heads who have never been in a Bentley. It's a different, you can't, listen, it's like a guy, imagine like the Okuk, telling me about what kind of carpeting I should have in my private jet, right? I mean, this is a man who has never had the pleasure of private aviation. I mean, he flies with demons in a tube. Now look at this. He became a baron. He converted also. We got converts. We got new converts to the church. So this guy is now a baron. It actually could be a duke. He's gifting memberships. Now the only problem is I think there might be a loophole. I think there's some loophole where these memberships are actually been paid in Argentine pesos. But I understand the peso is actually going up because of Javier Milei. So it could be that we might be getting like $5. It should be 50, but this might be like, yeah. But anyway, look, bottom line is this channel, we've been right about everything on all these watches. And if you want to become an aristocrat, let me tell you, this is it right here. Okay. I'm actually, listen, you know what tells me something? I'm surprised. By the way, I just did a video on the Patek Ellipse. It's going to be up. I compare it to like the art market and how you got to, if you want to make big money in art, you got to kind of, go counter trend and you got to like get into a new trend. I explained how you find the next big trend and all that. And, like I gave some examples of, again, artists I was dealing with that were like, I was buying them for like $2,000 or $1,500 and now they're worth $100,000. I mean, it took 10 years, but I don't know. Do you mind waiting, 10 years to make 100 times your money? I mean, I wouldn't mind. Oh shit, this guy's going crazy. I think he found this arbitrage opportunity. He's giving out free memberships. I think this is what's going on. But look, he's exploiting a glitch in the matrix. The GD is exploiting a glitch in the matrix, being able to buy expensive memberships with depreciated cheap car. Actually, listen, it's an inflation hedge. This membership is an inflation hedge. The inflation is 10% a year. This membership is still $5. So look, if you keep the money in your pocket, it's going to be worthless in a year. Or you can buy a membership and you'll have $5 in your pocket. Well, I mean, the money will be in my pocket, but you'll have a membership. So anyway, the point is this. Yes, exactly. So this watch, the one on the left, it reminds me of, again, a couple of these artists I was dealing with. This guy, I gave the example of Manoucher Jaquet, Iranian modern artist, Iranian French American, part of the abstract expressionist school. That's right. This guy was like part of the group with, Jackson Pollock. You heard of Jackson Pollock. You don't know who Jackson Pollock is? You don't know Mark Rothko. You don't know those guys. You Google it. You don't know D. Kooning. I think, D. Kooning. Wait, D. Kooning is from this guy's country. D. Kooning, I think, is from Denmark. Is D. Kooning from Bukiakistan or Denmark? Wilhelm de Kooning, the artist. Which country is he from? I think he's from. Anyway, bottom line is, I explained to you why this thing is exactly like the Manoucher Jaquet. Again, those paintings were going for $1,500. You know, I was buying them for $1,500, $2,000, selling them for 10 to 12 grand. Even though I knew they were going to be up bigly in value, I just, you know, I wasn't in the business of holding. And sure as the day is long, they're 100 grand. You don't believe me? You Google it. Oh, he's Dutch, Danish. I don't know. Same thing. I don't know what the difference is between the Dutch and the Denmarkish and the Dutch. I mean, it's the same thing basically, you know? So this guy, but by the way, you know, when I was offering that painting for 10 grand or even 8 grand, nobody wanted it. Oh, even the Iranians, never deal with the Iranians. It's the worst buyers in the world. They'll tell you, how much you want for it? Oh, it's not worth it. Oh, you too much, too expensive. Oh, 10,000. Oh, but you see at auction, it was only 2,000. But I said, why did you buy it at auction? Oh, it's no good. It's no good. It's too small. Oh, it's too big. The painting too big. It's too big. I can't pay 10,000. And now where is it? 100 G's, baby. 100 G's. Unbelievable, but true. Nobody believed it. Same thing with this watch, the 3582. It's going to be a 25 grand watch in a year. Again, you're getting this estate fresh condition. Still got cocaine dust under the dial. Literally, you're going to have to go to the watchmaker. You have to go to your watchmaker and tell him to open the case and like get one of those blasts of air thing, the air blasting, and blast the dial and the glass underneath to get the cocaine residue out. Like literally, that is cocaine residue. No. This is quality stuff. No, this guy. Listen, you have to realize Australia is a bogan. It's a bogan country. I mean, all kidding aside, the Australians are like the bottom of the barrel. I mean, they're at the bottom of the planet. You know, there's a reason why the Australians were put at the bottom of the planet, because they're bottom of the barrel. That's like the worst of the British. I mean, like this is what happened was hang on a second. Where is our good friend? Hang on, let me see. Here we go. Listen, Baron Davidson knows what happened. The English took all the worst trash out of the country and they shipped them off to Bougainville, which AKA Australia. So, and then all those people, they inbred with kangaroos. Okay. So Archie Luxury, he's got that kangaroo DNA. That's why he's got that big pouch. That's not his stomach. That's a big pouch. It's a big kangaroo pouch. He's carrying a little kangaroo. He's probably got kangaroo twins, that Bogan Archie. But look, the Australians have no taste. They're really trashy people. That's why they buy, like, you know, they want the date on the bracelet. They want a solid gold dancer, as they call it, you know, the yellow gold Submariner, a brand new one, which is the maxi case, which is garbage. Yeah, they don't understand. They have no taste. So these type of watches, this is elegance and class. Australians have no class. I mean, seriously, everybody knows this. The Australians have zero class. They're bogans. I mean, that's what they're known for. So no, these watches came from Palm Beach, Florida, actually. Palm Beach, Florida. This is like, you know, classy people. This 3582, again, the Apple Watch, and we got the Ellipse strap. By the way, it's the cheapest price in the country. Okay, listen, I'm not here to spook my own sales here. Let's go back to let's talk about Andrew Morgan. What does he have to say?
Jewelry box. I now look at it as something to cherish, and even if it goes with my pasty skin with the artistic intent of a cow's lower intestine, there's something about the colour that fills me with warmth. When the UK sky is grey 50% of the time, with the remaining 50% being too dark to tell, that pop of colour goes a long, long way. Seal has its time, at least I've learned some value.
One product, 3 benefits. Scrub, cleanse, and moisturize with the new Dove Men Body and Face Scrub.
This is a grooming.
This was my father's kingdom.
What are these ads?
A place of fairness.
Lessons. So that...
You know what it is? I think I'm getting these ads because the algorithm, it listens to words you say. If you say grooming, you know, we've been talking about the groomers. They think you're talking about, you know, they think you're talking about men's grooming products. And we just got a Disney commercial. Well, that's pretty obvious. We're talking Chomo Stand and Disney, obviously, they want to reach Chomo Stan.
That means the Day-Date's not for sale. Not now, not ever. And this time, I hope to enjoy it without wondering what could replace it. Maybe that's why I like gold Day-Dates now. It's a watch for mature people. Have I matured? A big thank you to Subdial for supporting this channel, although they seem to be costing me as much as I'm making. I recommend you sign up to their newsletter via the link in the...
Oh, fuck Subdial. Look at the selling Chomo Standing watches, selling a Breguet with a porcelain dial. Garbage.
Old lady's display cabinet. Also, in order to have the magnifying window glued on, the crystal needs to be virtually flat edge to edge, and so where non-date crystals of this era have more of a curve to them, this sits quite slab-sided. I would have preferred the watch with a deep dish crystal, more like you get on an Oyster Precision, but hey-ho. Overall, I'm absolutely...
Whatever. I don't know what he's talking about. Anyway, look, this is the bottom line. This channel, we're all about making you money. It's all about making money. Unbelievable, but true. Actually, no. Actually, I'm not a fan of the 5396G. The 5396 series in general is Chomo Stan right now. If it's on a bracelet, I said this before, on a bracelet, it would actually work. It's got to be on a white gold, bracelet, but they don't have it available on that yet. If it was, it would be a good watch. On a strap, it's garbage. That's why the prices are down. That's why the Okuk, his watch is down. I think they were what, 60 grand new. Now they're 50 grand. I mean, it's down 20%. It's down 20%. That's right. Look at this. This guy's an aristocrat. I don't even know who this is. We got a new member. This is great. Yeah. No, listen. You have to understand, this channel is right about everything. I mean, literally. I mean, it's almost like we got impeccable track record. And guess what happened? Look, that 5396R that the Colonel had, I got into it and at a very, let's call it a very deep discount. And I traded it for the 3940. Okay. And in that time, since then, this is 4 years later, 3940 is doubled in value. The 3940 has doubled in value. The 5396 has dropped, and dropping some more. Why? Because modern Patek is à la poubelle. Modern Patek à la poubelle. Repeat after me. Modern Patek à la poubelle. Modern Patek à la poubelle. You know what that means? You know what that means? You Google it. Hold on a second, gentlemen, we got another show starting just right now. We got another segment. We got our next topic. Are you ready for this? We got Bill Sanders. That's right. We got the Illuminati Bill. We got this guy's a member of the Illuminati. Hang on a second. Bill Sanders, Illuminati member. We're going to talk about Frank Mueller. And now this is going to be sophisticated. Gentlemen, we're switching to a sophisticated topic. I don't know if you guys can handle it. We're talking independent watches. We're talking about, what are we talking about? Hang on a second. What are we talking about? We're talking about FP Journe versus Jaquet Droz. There we go. There we go, baby. All right, so now we are talking about, by the way, gentlemen, if you want to join the channel, like you invest $4.95 a month. You know what? Look, technically, all you bukiaks, you're entitled right now to get yourself a free watch collection review. That's right, a free watch collection review. And everybody who now has a membership, you can get a free watch collection review. That's part of, this is part of your membership benefits. All you got to do is send an email to brutalwatchreviews@gmail.com, pictures of your watches, okay? You see the thing below? You send a picture of your watches and whatever questions you have, okay? And we're going to give you a custom video. That's right. You're going to get a custom watch video. You will get a custom watch video on this channel. So what you do, again, you take a picture of your watches, write me an email, describe what you have, because I don't know if you have some, but again, I don't want any garbage watches. I only want to talk about, quality stuff, Patek, AP, Rolex, that type of stuff, right? And and then you, whatever questions you have, okay, and then you send it to brutalwatchreviews@gmail.com. brutalwatchreviews@gmail.com. That's right. Even HM can get a free watch collection review. Again, all you got to do is send the picture to brutalwatchreviews@gmail.com, and you're going to get a what do you call it? You're going to get that custom watch collection review video. Okay, now we're going to be talking about a very, very important topic, which is, hang on a second, which is, you know, again, look, we're all about making money on this channel with watches that increase in value. I told you guys before, I'm only interested in buying a watch if it's going to increase in value. If it doesn't increase in value, I want to have nothing to do with it. Okay, so hang on a second. Let me just pull this up. Okay. Hang on a second. Gentlemen's. Okay. We're talking about this, baby. We're talking about Jaquet Droz, the meteorite. Now, this is a watch. I you know, I bought this 2 years ago. It's got a beautiful meteorite dial. And I thought to myself, you know what? Did the Colonel make a mistake? Again, I got a deep retail, like deep retail. And my thesis was this. Well, first of all, I was jonesing for a meteorite dial. Okay. The date 40 went bananas, and, you know, went from like 50 to 80 grand. And I was jonesing for a meteorite dial, and, you know, celebrating an important milestone, as they say, an important milestone. You know, I happened to walk into a Breguet boutique. That's right, Breguet. And by the way, and this was the Jaquet Droz. And I kind of was following Jaquet Droz for a while. Okay, look at this. All the peasants are leaving. Unbelievable. All the peasants are leaving because we're not talking about Rolex. That's what's going on. All the peasants, tomato cans, are leaving the channel. We're talking about Jaquet Droz and making money. And guess what happened? So I bought this Jaquet Droz meteorite dial, and guess what? So my thesis was this: I was getting it at deep discount, deep, and you know, it's a limited edition, only 18 made. Excuse me, not 18, 88, 1888. What's the difference, right? It's for the Chinese market, really, right? And limited edition, rose gold meteorite. And I thought to myself, okay, worst case, you know, I think the Chinese economy is going to improve and they're going to start buying watches again. And that'll be my exit if I do need to sell it. And I was wrong about that. I was wrong. The Chinese economy has been in the toilet. But Jaquet Droz actually is pretty much bottomed out and increased. And guess what? Does this dial remind you of anything? Breguet. That's right, Breguet. Why? Because Jaquet Droz, Breguet, Blancpain, and Omega all use the same, you know, it's like interchangeable parts, basically. Interchangeable. And what they are doing, that's right, unbelievable but true. You watch out for these groomers. So what happened was, so basically this is like the smart man. This is what I call the thinking man's Breguet. This is the real Breguet. Look at that. You got that small dial up top, which is, again, all the tomato cans love that. The Bogan of Brisbane. He got the same. He's wearing the same watch, basically the same watch, except his does not have a meteorite dial. But that's right. All these Breguet guys are basically wearing this. It's the same watch. You got that small dial up top, and you got the Breguet. But let's see what Bill Sanders has to say about the Jaquet Droz and why this could be, you know, the next big money-making watch. And this is the concept. Okay, this is we're getting into some real. This might be too intellectual for most people on the panel, but we're talking about. So Bill Sanders did a very interesting video, like 7 years ago. It's a long time ago, and he's wearing his shitter watch, and he's talking about what he calls the new millennials, like all these brands that started, you know, right around the year 2000. Like there were not any new watchmakers for, like, you know, 100 years, basically, right? There were not any, you know, following the Swiss crisis, the quartz crisis. All of a sudden, you had all these new watchmakers popped up right around the year 2000, including Jaquet Droz, Bovet, which actually have a lot in common. Kari Voutilainen, FP Journe, Jaquet Droz, Parmigiani. Do you see a common thread? Groibel Force.
One of the watches, but I can't say it. Andreas Strel.
With the Amex Platinum card, you can earn 5 times membership.
FP Journe, Jaquet Droz, Beauvais 1822. My Beauvais 1822. Kerry Voutilainen, harboring and two very talented watchmakers, Rubel and Force. Okay, so I mean there are more than this, by the way, but it's a very interesting thing. They also was crowded between the early 90s and about the next 15 years, from 1990 to 2005. Now, if we look at
we're going to find out.
Jaquet Droz, and we look at Beauvais. All right, so let me take you back to Paris. All right, it was in I think it was the late 90s, early 2000s. My wife and I were in Paris in a department store, and a woman came in. She was a Chinese woman, and she had these wads of money, huge wads of money, all held together with paper clips. The clerks working in this big department.
Bill Sanders is going to explain what is the movement in the Jaquet Droz. Jaquet Droz. Is it a Breguet movement? Is it a Blancpain movement? Is it a Swatch movement? We're gonna find out.
Department store were just they couldn't take their eyes off her, and they were tittering about the whole thing, like, oh, let's look at that woman with all that money. Okay, now the point was that during this period, a lot of people were making a lot of money, and Beauvais made it start. They were starting.
Basically, he's talking. Okay, anyway, look, bottom line is Jaquet Droz and Beauvais both started. I mean, Jaquet Droz, like one of the oldest watch companies, was started in the 1740s or whatever, 1800. It's basically, and Beauvais was English. They made their big money selling to China. They sold to China in the 1700s. That's when they made the big money. And then the British, being British, started the Opium War, and then they kicked the British out. It was a whole big thing. So then no more watches in China.
Started in England, and they started shipping watches to China. They were making a fortune.
China.
Jaquet Droz started their watchmaking. Well, actually, both of them started elsewhere, but when they really got going, England was the place to be. Watch Jaquet Droz. The parallel between these two companies was just amazing. They both had to do with the trade in China. In fact, watches in China were called Beauvais. All right.
They're called Beauvais. Wow.
So let's take a look now at the
not Bouquiac, Beauvais.
Concentrating on Jaquet Droz.
Okay, this part you don't want to hear this. Basically, yeah. So this is one of the oldest watch. These people with these fake heritage stories, these fake heritage brands like Breguet. None of these guys are like legitimate, real. They all went out of business at some point. Okay, Breguet essentially is a Phoenix brand. Okay, so is Jaquet Droz, even Patek Philippe, you could say, because the Sterns are not the original Patek. You can say that about a lot of things.
Where they started, the time where they were really making big time money was between 1774 and 1790. And in 1790, it came to pretty much an abrupt halt. The reason for that was that there had been the Opium Wars and all of these other kind of problems, largely caused by the English.
There you go. The English making problems again. The English causing problems again.
So the watch business there went south, and both Beauvais and Jaquet Droz were out of it. They started actually, Pierre Jaquet Droz started back in 1758. And I mentioned the 1774 to 1790 because that was at their peak. Okay. Now, just as a tidbit, in 1758, Pierre Jaquet Droz married Marianne Sandoz. Okay. They had 2 children, Henri Louis, and a daughter, and the wife and daughter both died. Back then, people died a lot from different kinds of things. Okay. All right. So after that, they disappeared, literally. I mean, that was the end of them after 1790. The son of Pierre Jaquet Droz, Henri Louis, did carry it on for a while until 1790, and he had another guy who were running it then, went broke. Okay, so it disappeared during the entire 19th century, all right? And then
let's skip forward.
I think they had the dash, and this is how it goes. Now, it was bought by Swatch in 2000. And my guess is, and this is pure speculation, nothing.
Okay, so here's what's interesting. I did a video very specifically Jaquet Droz avec Bentley.
Kind of parts of it, if you will, of the whole group. They got Lamborghini, Audi, Bugatti. I think they had at one point. They all use kind of interchangeable stuff, right? Like this thing is from an Audi, right? Now the rubber piece here. This is
there you go.
Sad, but yeah, this is from an Audi. I had an Audi, an 04 Audi. It looked exactly like that. Now
What's the point? Look, these companies, Bentley, is part of the Audi Volkswagen group. They were making Bugatti. I think they own Porsche. They own Porsche. I don't know, but they have, Lamborghini. So they own Lamborghini. They own Bentley, Volkswagen, Audi, right? And they interchange a lot of stuff, technology. They transfer technology, all that good stuff. So those things are actually very good, right?
Jaquet Droz.
And the other thing is this. What's interesting is Jaquet Droz was basically the Bentley Continental, the GT, the Flying Spur, right? Actually, I'm sorry, the Flying Spur. Bentley Flying Spur 2006. That car was basically the dream of the Volkswagen CEO, who wanted to make the best car in the world, and using a 12-cylinder engine. He basically wanted to beat Mercedes, beat Rolls, but he wanted to sell it as a VW. It was called a Phaeton. And it was a great car. The problem is no American, because, the Americans are tomato cans, right? The Americans, they got to have, they want everybody to know, that they're rich, right? Everything's got to be flashy, big. They're like that Prince of Porn Valley, the Prince of Porn Valley, who's got to have the big, brand new Rolex, Patek Perpetual instead of the classic, and then he wants to lose money. That's the way these people in America think, right? So the Americans didn't go for the Phaeton. So it ended up when they bought Bentley, they took that technology, the platform, the W12, and they just put a Bentley body and interior on top, and that became a genius combination, because here now you got a car that can go 200 miles an hour, 12-cylinder engine, and you got all the beautiful workmanship of Bentley.
So Jaquet Droz.
And Jaquet Droz, same thing. So Nicholas Hayek had a dream. He was a Swatch guy, right? He was the Swatch guy, CEO, and he had a dream. He wanted he felt a sense of inferiority. He had an inferiority complex because everybody was saying, "Oh, you're a Swatch man, Monsieur Swatch, Monsieur Swatch," and he wanted to show them, "Hey, I could be like the best high horloger manufacturer avec Planète," right? And what happened was he bought Jaquet Droz, and the idea was that Jaquet Droz was going to be the flagship of the Swatch Group. That was going to be their high-end, high horology brand. That was going to be like their Patek Philippe. That was going to be their FP Journe, okay? That's right. Jaquet Droz was designed to be the FP Journe of Swatch, or even the Richard Mille, if you will. Now they're going the Richard Mille direction. But what happened was, we'll find out what happened. So basically, they put a lot of resources into it.
Nothing more. It was that they
used the best technology. So we're going to find out about the movement.
To open up something big in the China trade with China. Now that China was emerging as this financial giant, that even more so. And so they bought them in 2000, and they came out with a watch that was called the Grand Seconde, which means a big second. We'll take a look at that in a minute. By 2010, they had their own manufacturing plant in Cré-du-Lot, which was very near the original town that Jaquet Droz was in. All right? No connection otherwise. I mean, they said, well, we'll make it look like there's a connection.
Let's go. I mean, look at the way the AI works. I'm talking about, a car that can do 200 miles an hour, and instead of serving me a Bentley ad, they serve me an Acura ad. I mean,
visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on a new vehicle.
Ashton was a high-level athlete. She was even at 5.
What is this?
We started noticing that something.
Okay.
By the way, I mean, this is creepy. This is creepy because we talk about certain topics, and you notice the ads they serve up. I mean, it's weird the way this. I mean, the algorithm is really kind of creepy, very perverted in a way.
All right. So by 2010, now Nicholas Hayek, who had just done miracles with Swatch and everybody else, he's had sort of this magic touch with that, took over Jaquet Droz in 2009.
Again, Nicholas Hayek. I mean, the guy's a genius. So Nicholas Hayek, his dream was to make Jaquet Droz the, Oh, yes. Sorry. That it is what it is.
And I think he died in 2010. All of a sudden, boom! He had got it. He had this great big manufacturing plant and so forth. Now, one of the things a lot of people think, oh well, I bet since the Swatch they had ETA movements. I got to tell you, they don't. All right, and that would be.
They don't have ETA movements. Okay, here comes the movement. Memovox. We're going to talk about movements. Okay, this is your conversation. Movements.
Last thing on earth that Swatch would want, okay, because they want this, they want to have a high horology watch. They want to have something that they can charge a lot of money for. And if word got out they were using ETAs or something else that they owned, that would be bad. So they were, of all of the people who didn't want an inexpensive movement, it was Swatch, all right, one of their own. Okay, so let's see what happened with them. Now, around 2002, they came out with the Grand Seconde.
Okay,
and
this one, I mean, they start off with some, I don't know, whatever, but then they moved into, hang on a second. I mean, his is, okay, so it was like so hang on. I'm sorry, we're talking about the movements. Let me back up. They started off with Frederick Piguet caliber. They started off, but then they added their own stuff.
Is from some of the earlier Jaquet Droz, and he did have some with the Grand Seconde, the Grand Seconde. All right, so now at the time they were using Frederick Piguet calibers when they first got started. Now Frederick Piguet, you probably know, I think around 2010, it was bought by Swatch, and then they became part of Blancpain, and they became Blancpain manufacturer. Okay, Frederick Piguet's movements were made and used by a lot of people. Okay, on the high end, this was considered a high end movement. Right?
High end,
it still is. All right, so now at the same time, Jaquet Droz had set up these codes. Okay, he had 8 of them, and so what I thought I'd do is that we could best understand the sense of Jaquet Droz today, based on the codes. They have the codes in a way.
This video is from 7 years ago, so they're not even making these watches. But they did this. Okay, so they did. Hang on. So they were known for automata, and meaning stuff that moves.
Now the second one was what they called automata, and this is where they have this one called Charming Bird. The bird runs around and does something. This is another.
Yeah, automatic. You know, it's a crazy complications yeah, I'm going to show you actually an example. Hang on, I'm going to show you on the Watch Reporter site. But yeah, what happened was basically they decided to what they did was they essentially discontinued. They don't make this anymore. By the way, look at the meteorite specimen on that watch. Incredible meteorite. The meteorite is impeccable. This is like better than the Rolex meteorite. This is one of the best meteorites out there. Now, guess what happened? So what's happened is the market for Jaquet Droz bottomed out and is now, I don't want to say it's increasing, but what I believe is going to happen is this. Because they stopped production of the mass market watches, or I should say the factory, they're doing now only really bespoke watches. They've really shifted to like super high-end bespoke. I'll show you in a second what they're doing. You know, they're doing stuff like Bon Jovi. I don't know, like all sorts of crazy stuff, right? Tourbillons with like automata. I don't know. They're doing like they're not even showing you. Hang on a second. I'm curious. What do they have here? What is this? Is this gonna? Okay, so this is. They made the watch for her. Let me see this video. Okay, are we watching this? Okay, let's see what this is. It's a video. The video is not playing. Okay, the video is not playing. So I don't know, whatever. But they're doing like bespoke watches for people, basically. They did one for not Mick Jagger. I think they did one for Mick Jagger. They did one for. It's not working. Okay. Yeah, their site is kind of like, I don't know. They did one for, again, it's got automations in it. Bushido. Okay, so it's like very bespoke type stuff they're doing. That's the new thing that they're doing. It's sapphire crystal, you know, it's a whole whatever, it's a thing. And I think there's a piece. Oh yeah, so they're doing basically piece uniques. They're doing piece uniques. That's where they're going. So that's their thing now. I haven't seen. Okay, so this is like, what the hell is this? This is creepy. Year of the Snake. Okay, let's watch this. Ugh. I'm not into the snake stuff. I don't want to watch. I can't watch the fucking snake stuff. Okay. Okay. So they did a watch for Bon Jovi. It was like, I think, a custom watch for him, just him only. I don't know. Whatever. They're doing Sapphire. What is this? So basically, they're doing this. They're kind of going in this like a Richard Mille direction. So no more mass production watches. No more watches for the peasants. It's only for the aristocrats now. It's aristocrats only. So what I believe is going to happen now is my thesis, the investment thesis is, if you have a limited edition, Jaquet Droz, hang on a second. If you got a limited edition Jaquet Droz, what's going to happen is you're going to have upside potential. So let me explain why. Let me explain to you my thesis. My thesis is now that hang on a second. Now that we got now that they're, when I say limited, you got to buy this stuff. You got to buy like the stone dials, which were made for 88 pieces or less. Again, you got to go the limited editions, 88 or less, not the mass production stuff. Okay, if you get the limited edition stuff, there's really nothing out there. So again, if they made 88 of these watches, and this is one of them, there's probably realistically, a couple of them were lost. They're not going to come out of the market. They're not going to come onto the market, right? So right now, there's nothing on the market of this. There is no, like if I put this on the market, it would be the only one available. Great quality, by the way. I think I'm going to show you the movement in the back in a second. There we go. Okay. Hang on. Are you ready for the movement? There we go. Look at that close-up. Hang on a second. I'm going to show you the movement in just a second. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this Bukiakistanis. This I'm going to do regular speed, normal speed. Wow. Wow. Look at that meteorite. Boom. Wow. Look at that meteorite. I got Kakistan and Chomostan. We're talking Chomostan and get these wearable devices. Okay, that's your movement. Boom, the movement. You got a little fingerprints on there. Sorry, but okay. There's your movement. You see that? That's your movement. Memovox, what do you think of that movement? Oh shit. Hang on. Okay, hang on a second. Here we go. Hang on, where is it? Oh, shit. We're going to get to it in just a second. Un momento, por favor. Oh, I see what's going on. Okay. Okay, we showing it? Boom. Okay, so let me back up. We're showing the Jaquet Droz meteorite. We're showing you the meteorite, and then we're going to show you the movement. So there's your meteorite on the wrist of the colonel. Look at that meteorite dial. Rose gold, honey gold. You got a date and a grand second. By the way, the problem with the date is it's illegible. You can't even see it, so small. Look how small it is. Look at the meteorite's beautiful. You got two, by the way, you got two different meteorites here. You got two different meteorite specimens which have like a slight contrast. That is very hard. I don't want to say hard to do, but that makes it very, very unique. I'm not aware of any other meteorite dial watch that has two separate meteorite slices. Here you got two separate meteorite slices, okay? Okay, Bear Clooney, if you're watching this, Bear Clooney, Suka Bread, Bear Clooney, I have two meteorite slices. You only have one meteorite slice, and your meteorite is covered up by a bunch of loom, Bukiakistan. This is the way, when you do meteorite, this is the way you do it, where you have a big palette. There you go. Look at that. Unbelievable, but true. Now, here's what's going to happen. I believe what's going to happen is this. We got a floor. We got a floor now because they stopped production. Now it's rare. It's like literally out of production. And because, so the thesis is this, because you see those pedals, by the way, look at those pedals. You don't get those on a BMW, right? You don't get those pedals like that. Now, there's a movement. Okay, there's a movement. There's a movement. Sorry about the fingerprint smudge. There's your limited edition, numbered on the back, numbered. And here's the deal. So because now their watches are like 6 figures and up, that's right, 6 figures and up. So all of a sudden, that's going to lift. By contrast, it's going to make everything else that's cheap look like a bargain. Like this stuff looks like a bargain now because, like, hey, you want a Jaquet Droz, it's going to be 6 figures. And here you're getting, I don't want to say it's the same, it's not the same complication, but it's bespoke, but you understand, right? So what is the upside for this? I don't think it's big. I think I might be able to make a slight profit, even though that was not the intention. When I got the watch, I really wanted it for myself, right? And it's the only watch I've ever bought at retail. Again, very, very deep discount. We're talking deep. So I think if I sold it now, I probably might make a little bit of money. Yeah, probably might make a little bit of money. But I think the upside for it is, I think it could be good. I think it might be worth, let's call it, I don't know, 20 grand in a couple of years, maybe 3 years. So, essentially, I'm going to make like 5% on this watch, compounded. It'll be a 5% CAGR. You know what CAGR is? You don't know what CAGR is? You Google it. That's right. You Google it. Unbelievable, but true. This is going to basically, it's not going to be huge. I don't think it's ever going to be huge. I think it's basically going to be a 20 grand watch in a couple of years, something like that. Maybe more. I don't know. It all depends if China comes back. We don't know. Is China going to come back? I don't know. I don't see that happening for a while. So, and this is a very, Asian watch, 88, the eights. By the way, you notice the dial's got the 8 and all that. It's a whole thing. Do you see the perlage, the beveled edges, the Côte de Genève? I think the rotor is actually pretty cool. The rotor, I think, is really nice. Very well done rotor. Look at that. Look at the way the rotor is. Let me see this.
Totally different animal, mass market. Look, this is a business, right? It's a business, guys. You got to remember that. Don't believe all this bullshit that these brands feed you about heritage brands and all that bullshit with Audemars Piguet family owned. Audemars Piguet, man, what a bunch. I mean, I really can't stand that CEO that they have. Like, every time I see this, what a fucking prick. Anyway, their whole attitude, the whole Audemars Piguet. And again, I love the watch. But they only have one watch, the Royal Oak, everything, and that's only the one model, not the offshore. I'm just a regular Royal Oak. I mean, they haven't done anything new in 100 years. I mean, their other watches, they got a lot of dogs in their lineup. Nothing. Look, Audemars Piguet is really living off.
Wow, look at that
one watch. I hate to tell you guys this, but.
Look at that meteorite.
Yeah, anyway, look, the reality is, by the way, what's really cool, the strap.
The comms.
The camera does.
Wow, look at that. Look at that meteorite.
Doesn't do this justice. It's actually really good.
Look at that meteorite. This is much better than a Rolex meteorite.
Great quality.
Wow, look at that burlwood.
I mean, I'm a fan of details. Oh, speaking of details, I don't know if you can see this.
2 little stars.
They have 2 little stars. So, I mean, everything about their whole brand thing is also, it's really charming. Now, the one thing I don't like, the watch is a little thick. It's a little thick. I like a thin, small case. This is a little chunky. This is a chunky little animal. This is about twice the size that it should be.
Yeah, you see those pedals?
I don't know why. I mean, I'm sure they could make it thinner. I mean, they have the technology. So look, the Jaquet Droz, the motif, 2 stars. That's their logo. Okay, so the 8, you know, that's the whole saying, you know, the bubble is burst. But when I was looking a couple months ago in September, you know, I was looking to, how shall we say, celebrating milestone.
There we go. There's the watch. There's the watch for you tomato cans out there. Unbelievable. Hang on a second. Let me go through here. All right, gentlemen. I think we've covered every. Oh, you know, we're gonna cover one more thing. Should we cover one more topic? Okay, let's cover one more topic. Should we cover one more topic? Let's do this. We're going to cover one last topic, and that is. Oh, let's go back to Bill. Hang on.
The bird repeater Geneva, and the egg will crack, and the other birdies will go. They'll do something, but it's some kind of automatic movement. These apparently were more popular in China, and that was the primary customer audience. The third code was what they called the ateliers art, and this had to do with some artwork on the dial. I mean, rather than just something plain, they were going to put something on there. Here's an example of a painting called the Petit Minute Carps, okay, which meant the little hour and minute. And the carps are the fish. That thing is decorated with diamonds all around it. That's really I mean, they have a lot of these. And if you look at the old ones,
anyway, he's going to
China. They have a lot of this kind of thing in it. So this was something that very, very beautiful.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
This is an example of Gran Seconde Paloni.
Watch cases.
Things are about that later.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Okay. All right. So here's some examples of aviation mechanisms. Now, having heard they started their first movements with Frederic Piguet, knowing that Frederic Piguet went over to become part of Blancpain, I just assumed, but they're probably using their Blancpain movements. Well, maybe not. I mean, they are, the movement names are all Jaquet Droz. And the more I thought about it, the more I looked at it, I said, well, here they're making the automata. And I saw this one, the Lady 8 Flower. This is a gold one there. Look at that. They've got like a 2-story movement. This is, whoa, I have not seen anything like that before. And it's also not limited to time only. The 12 cities up in the upper right up there is a world traveler, and you have a pusher there that you can set it to 12 different cities. One of them is Geneva. Probably would be Beijing and New York and Mumbai and some of the other London major cities in the world. At the bottom, there's a chronograph. And again, a chronograph is another type of movement that is something that is not one of these things. It's a time-only movement. All right, so exceptional movements, that's one of their goals. And with that new factory that they have, it looks like they're doing something with it. Okay, minerals, this is they like to use different kind of minerals in their dials. You can see this one is a sunstone, part of their, and then the same style will have paintings or enamel or one thing or the other. Minerals, they felt that was an important part to include. And finally, they have this thing called numerous causes. I thought it was calculus. Again, this is using their number 8 again. And they have additions are limited to 1, 8, 28, 88.
They're doing a lot of complications. Anyway, guys, bottom line is Jaquet Droz, the bottom is in. Okay, if you get, the idea is you got to get a stone dial. It's got to be a limited edition stone dial. So, you know, I was worried about the meteorite, but you know what? I think I'm going to start wearing it more often and enjoying it. I haven't worn it because I think, you know what it is? I think the strap, first the strap it came on was too big. Then they gave me one which was too small. You know, this is, I noticed that, like, if you ask for something a little bit smaller, they're going to give you a small size, which is like too small. So I'm like, you know, I need to have like something which is in between. So like a regular strap, but I just don't want to have that big thing hanging over the edge or whatever it is, you know? So anywho and anyhow, bottom line is the Jaquet Droz, the bottom is in, but you got to get yourself a meteorite dial or one of the stone dials. They do beautiful, beautiful stone dials. So if you get a limited edition, again, it's got to be one of those that's an 8, 28, or 88. You're gonna be okay, but you got to get it cheap. You got to go, you got to go bottom of the barrel to get the watch. That's it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave your nasty and vicious comments below. Leave your nasty and vicious comments below. Let's see here. We're going to thank all our show sponsors. We got Baron Davidson, 20 pounds, GD, 20 pesos. Green Rush, Duke Green Rush, 20 American dollars. We got GD again with 20 pesos. This is big money. The pesos are increasing in value. We're going to hold on to those pesos. 50 pesos. And also you became an aristocrat and another 20 peso. And he's given out, he's a Duke. Actually, you know what? GD is now a Duke GD. He's a Duke. Duke giving out memberships, lifting the peasants from the peasanthood into the aristocracy. This is what is going on here. We got Rich Mitch, 2 pounds. We got Duke GD again, 20 pesos. And that is it for our show today. Thank you. Hang on a second. We got, what is it? What is it? What's the question? What was the question? Okay, no, I don't. Okay, that was something else. Yeah, I think. Yeah, the Beauvais. Yeah, I don't know. Listen, he's got weird taste. This guy, Bill Sanders, is again. His taste is very like. How shall we say? Eccentric. He's like an eccentric type of guy. Eccentric and eclectic. Unbelievable. Who is the Las Vegas lot lizard? Juanita. I don't know. It's got to be, you know, these guys, you know, these hubcap thieves, you know, I don't know. They got crazy imaginations, but now that they've been deported to La Isla del Cucarachas y Basura, it doesn't really matter, you know. Juan and Kino stealing your money with bad advice. Again, on this channel, we're here to make you money. And if you've noticed, all our watches have been increasing. Patek Lips, 30, everything, right? And now you saw that the day date 36, which is not even a money making watch. I mean, it's just a nice, you know, it's just a good store of value. Andrew Morgan himself, that's right, Mr. Andrew Morgan of Britain, of Britannia, has purchased one, validating the thesis we have. And look, they're all piling on. They're all piling onto the trend. They're piling onto the trend, and it's exploding. That's what's going on. And Juanita, yeah, that guy, Sweet Juanita, Tiki Juanita. That guy runs. He makes the same video 5 times. He posts, I should say, the same video at least 5 times. Whenever he makes a video, you're gonna see videos he's had that were made like 5 years ago. Okay, he keeps reposting them every month or so. He reposts the same content. It's the same stale stuff he tells you about. The watch market is dead. Blah blah blah. Well, how come? You know, look. By the way, it's very easy to say that. Anybody can say that. Very, very easy to say the watch market is dead. You know what's not easy? You know what's hard? To actually find watches. Okay, what people want to know is where can they place their money and make money. And that's what this channel is all about. We're here to make money with watches, and we are making money. Okay, and if you want to make money, you're going to get one of these. You're going to get one of these Ellipse watches we have available for sale. Again, you want to get one of these. You Google it. You DM me. And again, this is the cheapest price on the planet right now for these 2 models. The cheapest price on the planet. That's it. And these are the 3582. You're gonna double your money. Again, that's not investment advice. That's just, you know, my opinion. I've been right, as you see, caught on tape, multiple occasions, and you know, we'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens. All right, tomato cans. Thank you, and we'll see you all in the next one.